I've been waiting to do this for like 2 days almost. This Elon reactions. So I've seen some thumbnails, maybe like a few seconds of stuff, but I've been kind of saving up. So let's see what this civil war between the world's richest man and the world's biggest thief.
He gets a bit rogue. Why don't we have? Oh, let's see. Let's from an account you muted. I'm curious. Who did you mute? It's Ian Miles Chong, the worst right-wing troll on the internet. Who's that guy? Is that yours? Is that yours? It's one of your producers. Ian Miles Chong. Oh, it's like Trump should be impeached and JD Vance to replace him, dude. That's one vote. Oh my god. See, this is what I'm talking about. This stuff, it's totally insane. To my family, obviously. See, this is what I'm talking about. This stuff is just, this stuff is just not helpful. Again, yeah, definitely. Here's look. My first loyalty is to my family, obviously, to the Constitution. But politics is a place where people stab each other in the back. Yeah. And you can't get anything done unless you're all on the same team and you're actually committed to getting stuff done together. I just think like the idea that look. My first loyalty is to my family, obviously, to the Constitution. But politics is a place where people stab each other in the back. Yeah. And you can't get anything done unless you're all on the same team and you're actually committed to getting stuff done together. I just think like the idea that the president should be impeached. I'm sorry, it's insane. It's totally insane. The president is doing a good job, and he's calling Elon Musk totally insane. Again, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't call him an unconditional genius with a lot of integrity that would never lie, and then say Elon Musk lies and he's totally insane. These two things are contradictory. Yeah, we're not going to believe what he says regarding Doge when it's clear he's on some binge and just can't stop tweeting. And you can look, you're free to disagree with him. Right? Everybody's a First Amendment right.
You've got the sibling rivalry between Elon and this guy now. I'm assuming.
Are you free to disagree with Trump?
Trump's two BFFs are fighting. His wives are fighting.
Of course. I mean, the way that I put it is, if I actually a good question for you, disagree with the president, then it is my job, obviously, to provide the president honest counsel. Like, he doesn't need me to be a doormat. He needs me to actually say what I think about an issue. But when the president makes a decision, man, he's the general. And when the general makes a decision, everybody's gotta go and execute that order. All right, wow. I want to react with you all to the moment that JD Vance learns about Elon Musk's Jeffrey Epstein Trump tweet. Now, I shouldn't have to explain what the tweet said. It was seen over 300 million times in the course of 24 hours.
I haven't seen it, so what we're gonna do, instead of Mr. Buckler spoiling it, let's look up. You ready? Elon Enron. It's one giant reality show. I don't even know if that punch was real. It could all be so that people don't, are not so mad at Elon. Because it like disappeared the next day. Elon Einstein. They do things. Alright. Okay. I want to see the Hunger. I guess I got no. I don't want to do it on Kimball. Alright, here's what we'll do. We'll go to my feed. Let's go to my feed. This is wow. There's a lot of stuff ramping up. Of course, it's June. Are you ready? Are you ready? Elon. Alright, here we go. Yeah.
Alright, so check this out. In the middle of the night last night, Elon Musk was dropping bombshell revelations on the relationship between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. He is doubling down on his claim that Donald Trump is part of the Epstein files. He's certainly not backing down. And there's actually a number of examples of him doing this last night.
We know. That's why I say I have the best content. Of course, obvious.
He didn't just do it once, he talked about it multiple times. So I want to show you those examples, but before I do so, I want to provide some context on how we got here. So I'm sure everybody has seen this tweet by now by Elon Musk, which was what originally kicked it all off, where he said, time to drop a really big bomb, Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. This is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. We've all seen this tweet by now. It went incredibly viral, garnishing over
Yeah, but it doesn't say how he's involved. Elon is pulling all the stops. Yeah, this is definitely autistic mind. They don't care. Well, they don't care about the evil. If it's evil, we don't care. Well, we don't care in the sense that we don't care that it's that evil thinks it can do whatever it wants. We don't care that we care that it wants to do anything. See, it depends on what you mean by care. It's like we don't care that it wants to do whatever it wants. We want to stop it. Does that make sense? We don't care about what evil wants to do. We don't care what it wants to do. See that when I see the word care, I see like nurturing. We don't care for it. That's what I mean by we don't care by it. We don't like that it thinks that it can do anything it wants. That's what you see what I'm saying? See that kind of the way it's like a misnomer almost, misapplication if you use it, you know. All right.
Million likes, well over a million likes, hundreds of millions of views on Twitter. It was a really big deal. I think this shook the United States to its core. And since
wow. Yeah, so the whole U.S. has been shaking its core for the past 2 days while I've been finishing up my script, trying to prevent the end of the world, because whatever I'm writing seems to actually come true. And these 2 days, you know, you see hints of it. I'm seeing the hints of the revelations about this thing, but I want to get it my reaction on it. I do have the other camera ready for reactions on the phone, but I'm concentrating on the script. So, all right.
then, Elon Musk has not run away from this claim.
So I haven't. Yeah, that's why I haven't used the other one yet. So easy just to save it up the way I'm doing it because the script's more important. All right, so here we are, saving up and now initiating reactions.
He has doubled and tripled down on
reactions on this.
Donald Trump being part of these files. In the past couple of days, he's amplified different videos of Donald Trump partying with Jeffrey Epstein or quotes that Donald Trump has given that were complimentary of Epstein. Like just the other day, he responded
I guess he's trying to get his good faith with people again.
to this 1992 video where Trump partied with Epstein. This user said, just going to leave this here, and Elon Musk responded with a thinking emoji, kind of insinuating that maybe he was right about something, that there's more to their relationship than we know. And of course, he's amplifying this clip. He has over 200 million followers on Twitter, and putting this clip of Trump out there to over 200 million people is a pretty big deal. It's certainly something that the Trump administration and Trump himself would...
Could this be to counter the moon lie? I don't know. Counter the insider trading?
not looking forward to. And if you actually look at the video of them together partying, it is pretty creepy. Let's just take a look at this as a quick refresher, and then we're going to dive into the examples of what Elon Musk was saying last night.
Oh boy, here we go. The insanity of Trump world. Where are we at? Speaking of, I think we're at, not the shorts, but the video, long form. Nearly there, cool. Cool. Cute. Alright. Silly doggy.
Look at him partying alongside Epstein, just talking to him, whispering in his ear.
Oh yeah, he looks really young. Jesus Christ. Sex party. All sex parties. Sex parties. Look at him. The Trump, my God. The Trump. Kind of reminds me of Elon. The Epstein with his hand behind his back. What is he hiding?
Look at him partying alongside
Kind of looks like his daughter, Ivanka, there.
Epstein, just talking to him, whispering.
Look at that. You can tell this guy's slime. Epstein looks like a monster. He literally looks like a monster. Jeez, look at that expression on Trump. Oh, God.
In his ears. They're all pointing at people. Who knows what they're talking about in this video?
Oh, we know what they're doing.
They both look very, very deep in
Like, he wants to do that.
this conversation.
He's like, oh, yes.
But when you're watching,
Yeah, he's gonna do that.
this video to me is just creepy to watch. The fact that Donald Trump and him were so close, and Donald Trump is now president, and now we have Elon Musk making these very serious claims about Donald Trump. But pretty serious, we've all seen this video by now of Elon Musk Donald Trump clapping alongside Jeffrey Epstein. Very creepy stuff. So now I want to show you the examples of Elon Musk talking about Donald Trump last night, and it really kicked off here, where a user said, Elon, keep tweeting about your new political party and Japanese fertility rates all you want. You owe Donald Trump a full-throated apology, and every hour you delay, it'll make
Isn't Elon in Epstein Island too? He wasn't Elon.
an eventual apology less sincere. You can substantively agree with the president on policy, but you should not have baselessly and personally attacked him. Elon Musk responded to that post saying, what's the apology for exactly? Be precise. And then here is the bombshell. I will apologize profusely as soon as there is a full dump of the Epstein files. So as I said, Elon Musk is not backing down here. He is not capitulating to Donald Trump and the pressure that he's putting on him, and the Trump administration full dump that post saying, what's the apology for exactly? Be precise. And then here is the bombshell. I will apologize profusely as soon as there is a full dump of the Epstein. What's the apology? Substantively agree with the president on policy, but you should not have baselessly Donald Trump and the pressure that he's putting on him, that the Trump administration is putting on Elon Musk, and he's saying, I will only apologize as soon as Donald Trump releases the Epstein files. Now, obviously, there's more to that comment than what he just said right there. This is Elon Musk saying, again, that he knows something, that there's something there, that he believes that there's something there that is pretty significant in regards to Donald Trump, and he won't apologize until Donald Trump buckles and releases the files. So Elon Musk is doubling, tripling down here on this claim, and it didn't just stop right there, where he was posting tweets saying, I will only apologize once Donald Trump releases those files. And by the way, Elon Musk has now deleted those tweets. Really, the reason I'm showing you a screenshot here is that this is somebody who captured the moment before Elon Musk deleted it. He deleted those posts around an hour to 2 hours after he posted them. But as I mentioned, this was not the only example. These are not the only things he said about their relationship last night. He also responded to this tweet. Kash Patel went on Joe Rogan's podcast yesterday, and at least the episode was released yesterday.
This is great. First, Elon takes on me with my takes on my Missmobile. Then he takes on took on that Treasury Secretary, right? Now he's taking the big bad himself, the final boss. 3 opponents. This is gonna be good. There's no pause button. Okay, pause button.
And this account said, why is Kash Patel claiming there are no evidence of, obviously, Epstein doing his horrific crimes? Days after Pam Bondi told us that the FBI had thousands of hours of videos of those crimes being documented. And Elon Musk, again, responding with the thinking emoji, as we saw him doing the claim that there's some secrecy going on with the Trump administration and these files. He's, again, doubling down. It's really significant that he's responding to these claims and even engaging in the first place. Now, Elon Musk was putting some heat and some pressure on the Trump administration and Donald Trump himself, so he felt the need to kind of respond. He did this earlier in the day, around 5:05 p.m., before Elon Musk had said these things, but of course these newer claims of these, but Elon Musk was still kind of flirting with the claims he made about Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. So Donald Trump posted this tweet from Epstein's former lawyer, David Schoen.
Okay, I don't know what Trump said. I mean, I heard something about the, not about Epstein, but about, Elon not liking Trump or something. Oh yeah, the bill. So I didn't do a reaction there, or maybe I did do a reaction, yeah, but I don't know what Trump's going to say with Epstein. It should be interesting. Alright, ready? Here we go.
David Schoen, who also represented Donald Trump. Trump posted this without writing any text of his own. I think he believes that this is somehow exonerating him. Epstein's former lawyer said, I was hired to lead Jeffrey Epstein's defense as his criminal lawyer 9 days before he died. He sought my advice for months before that. I can say authoritatively, unequivocally, and definitively that he had no information to hurt Donald Trump. I specifically asked him. Now, this reeks. This is really fishy to me, and that's my personal opinion. You can tell me if you think I'm wrong or if you think I'm right in the comments. But this guy is a former lawyer of Epstein, but also a former lawyer of Trump. Hey, it's John.
Now, Trump has lied about, that he wanted to lock Hillary up. I see there's multiple shots of him saying it, and then he lies in an interview once he became president or something. So yeah, he's a point-blank liar. These lies. My father, my brother, my gosh. Alright. Well, no, the more I get calibrated, the more I'll know.
Absolutely no incentive to be honest about this. He has no incentive to be honest about what Epstein did or did not say to him, number one. And also number two, the fact that this took place under Donald Trump's administration.
Well, the fast strike can maneuver.
Epstein obviously was arrested and charged under Trump's administration, and it was 9 days before he died. That does not signal confidence to me, right? Just because Epstein didn't say something when he was arrested about Donald Trump under Trump's administration, that does not exonerate Donald Trump.
He's still alive. He's still alive, though. He's freaking alive.
Died. It'd be interesting to find out what happened there, because that was a weird situation, and the cameras didn't happen to be working, etc., etc. But he had to go a long way toward that one. The other stuff.
See, isn't that interesting? Number one, he said that he would declassify the documents, and then he later said there's so much phony stuff going on in those documents. Once again, really kind of fishy to me, really kind of slimy, because it seems like Donald Trump is already setting up the defense of potential involvement. Not saying that he is, not saying that there's definitive evidence that he is.
3,000 comments. And there's a number. He's alive. He's alive. Get my foot into this. What did he do in Pennsylvania? Got that right. He's alive. I love my comment. He's alive.
He is, but he's saying this is Donald Trump's typical tactic, which is if there's something he did bad or he's caught doing something, he says that there's some fishy stuff going on, or that it's kind of fraudulent or it's fake. And it seems like Donald Trump is using that exact same excuse there later, saying, well, there's some stuff going on with those documents. I'll only release some of them. And he didn't even seem insistent on releasing them all. He was kind of like, well, maybe I'm not so sure. But if Donald Trump wants to clear his name instead of posting weird statements from Epstein's former lawyer, why doesn't he just release the documents? right? Why not? You get an apology from Elon Musk, you get to vindicate yourself, you get to shut up all your critics, just put all the documents out there, and if Donald Trump is not involved, then there should be no problem, right? And that's exactly what Democrats are demanding. Democrats have written to the Department of Justice, a number of Democrats have written to the Department of Justice in a new letter with profound alarm, they write. Allegations that files relating to Epstein have not been declassified and released to the American public because they personally implicate Donald Trump. So Democrats are on this. Donald Trump has the opportunity. You can silence the Democrats, silence Elon Musk, silence your critics. Why not release the documents, own up to your promise, instead of, as I mentioned, doing stuff like this. So look, I just wanted to show you these new tweets that Elon Musk put out about Trump, which I think are interesting. He's doubling down. So I will leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate
Elon. First with the Elon Trump. He's taking Elon's side, really. Freakouts. Why Elon? Why is Elon too many times? There we go, Civil War. More Civil War. Civil War. Superman, what is this one? Super Duperman, or Super Duperman.
What you're looking at is the most powerful being on planet Earth. I will not accept that.
Gotta get back to the fray.
There are two things in this world that never work under any circumstances: McDonald's ice cream machines and gaming boycotts. Gamers have an insatiable appetite to consume. To reject that urge goes against their very nature. Anytime something shiny comes out, you can bet your sweet baby it will be purchased and played, no matter how vocal people are about abstaining from it and not buying it. Like, the most notable being Modern Warfare 2, there was a big hoopla and a huge movement about boycotting Modern Warfare 2, and if you went to, like, the Steam group from the big boycott organization, almost every single person in there was currently online on launch day playing the game. And that's just kind of been the song and dance for gaming boycotts forever, really. Interrupting this broadcast real quick to give you an announcement that StarForge is doing an absolutely massive sale right now, so if you're looking to upgrade your PC, now's the perfect time to do that. You can click the link in the description and enjoy it too. I didn't expect the Switch 2 to flop. It was very predictable that everyone that was rallying against it was going to inevitably purchase it, because this is like clockwork. It happens all the time in gaming. It was always going to be a super success. I talked about that numerous times over my coverage of Nintendo and everything that's been going on there recently. So I'm not surprised. I'm not angry or anything either. I just find it very silly. And unfortunately, it's put me in a pickle where a lot of people think I'm going to cave and buy a Switch 2 any day now, because I'm sure a lot of you know.
It was high times for Elon Musk with his chainsaw, snorting ketamine, injecting it into his veins, getting his participation trophy in the Oval Office. And now it has turned so quickly, so rapidly, that Russia is offering political asylum to Musk. Put up this headline. Newsweek is reporting that Russia offers political asylum to Elon Musk over Trump feud. This is a very interesting development.
Oh God, Putin's getting involved. Great.
And goes into what we have been talking about since before the election, or during the election, that you have MAGA, who is behind a personality cult that believes in really nothing other than just getting into the Oval and making sure women can't get abortions, bullying some gays, deporting some immigrants, rich people don't pay taxes. That's their whole ethos. And then you get over to the technocrats, and they have really dark and various plans, like this world domination, personality cult that believes in really nothing other than just getting into the Oval and making sure women can't get abortions, bullying some gays, deporting some immigrants, rich people don't pay taxes. That's their whole ethos. And then you
Just got in a nutshell. You got that exactly right.
get over to the technocrats, and they have really dark and various plans, like this world domination, linking up with Putin and all of these things. So it's very interesting. We've always suspected, and reporting showed that Musk had a lot of conversations with Putin prior to entering the race, prior to giving Donald Trump $300 million for his campaign. Musk has had a lot of patty cake phone calls with Putin. Interesting that Putin's the first to come offer him a lifeline. In my opinion, no one is more aware of the nefarious act.
Yeah, see, Putin's grooming Elon. I could sense it already. He's grooming him. How old is Putin? He's about, yeah. They've been through it. That's the one thing, yeah, the older people do have that advantage, but through knowledge, you can actually surpass it. Great example is Feige. Interesting. The fact that Putin is actually placed there by the USA tells you a lot. It puts a whole new dynamic. It was a false flag then by the US. I just thought it was Putin, but it was the US all along. Which makes sense. It makes more sense. It makes a lot more sense. The US false flagged it to put Putin in power. It makes sense, I mean, right? It's the opponent of the US, so they kill a whole bunch of Russians. The Russians want to kill the Americans. So the false flag gets put in. My God, that would make more sense. It never really made sense for someone to kill their own people. But if you have someone else kill your own people, you have the opponent kill You know, people, it makes a lot more sense. That guy, it's all fitting together. Quartering really has good info, this guy. All aggregated. Man, God. With our abilities, they don't have the awareness we do. The NGs, they're literally, I don't want to say weaker. That sounds so disrespectful. They simply don't have, they're not as powerful as us. Elon with his Asperger's. Trump has something. He has something. I can tell he's got something. The powerful people are there for a reason. There for a reason. If you're intelligent, if you learn things, you grow the brain neurons. You grow the connections. That's all it is. The more connections you have, the more powerful you become. That's why football is so stupid. Although I understand the attraction of it. It's very, it's very raw. It's raw. It's very raw. That's the thing.
That Donald Trump and Elon Musk committed to get Trump elected than Putin. And Trump is more aware of the nefarious acts that Donald Trump and Elon Musk committed to get Trump elected. I'm offering a lifeline. In my opinion, no one is more aware of the nefarious acts that Donald Trump and Elon Musk committed to get Trump elected than Putin. And Trump may be able to hide behind executive privilege because of the Supreme Court, but undoubtedly, Elon Musk, based on all the court rulings, has been doing a lot of illegal shit. And his protection from that is Donald Trump. So if he makes an enemy out of Donald Trump, he is the person that would be in charge of pardoning him. So it surprises me zero that Putin would sound off in this whole thing. You know what's interesting when you just said, Pence, when you said the presidential protection immunity from the Supreme Court? You know, the autopsy on all of this is going to be all of the...
Elon's going to do everything in his power to do the opposite of what you would think he would normally do. He's testing it out. Because if you can survive, it's like me, if you can survive the hardest way, and he did kind of this, right? Surviving, getting out there, raw and real. If you can survive that, like when I went to Mogadishu, you survived the worst of the worst. Suppose that was the worst, which it could be. You can survive anything. That's how Elon's playing. He's psychotic though. He's still psychotic and a monster. The guy is like, they say stupidity is worse than evil. Elon is both stupid. He's at least some kind of smart, but he is definitely stupid and evil, and psychotic and crazy. He's definitely crazy, and this is coming from another autistic, so that tells you something.
The short-sighted bullshit that people that know better acted on impulse in their decision-making and didn't act on a stable decision that has longevity. They chose the sprint and not the marathon. And people in government should always choose the marathon. You know, the marathon choice that benefits the most people, when you talk about philosopher Maslow and his hierarchy of needs, the collective good, collectivism, is so much better than the short-sighted impulse that all of these MAGA people, including the Roberts Court and Musk and all of these people, but I'll tell you who's been playing the marathon. Putin. All right, next up we have Musk is, this is really interesting. When I read this, I thought, oh my God, I have something in common with Elon Musk, because I always in my mind, when I'm really like fighting to have just a tinge of serenity, I always think, and I tell Pumps this all the time, we go to lunch every day together, Trump is not a spring chicken, Pumps. He is obese, which exacerbates him not exceeding life expectancy. He has a terrible diet, you know, he won't release his medical records. And then I was just shocked as shit to be strange bedfellows with Elon Musk put up this tweet. Oh, and some food for thought. As they ponder this question, Trump has 3.5 years left as president, but I will be around for 40 plus years. Insinuating, that Trump's not a spring chicken, that he's not going to be around very long. And so it's interesting when you're in the bargaining stage of how am I going to get through this Trump shit, and then Elon Musk has the same thought. It's kind of interesting, right? I look at this and I think this is a signal. As they ponder.
Yeah, we're 30 years, maybe. Elon's doing a countdown. Life. Interesting.
Under this question, Trump has 3.5 years left as president, but I will be around for 40 plus years. Insinuating, that Trump's not a spring chicken, that he's not going to be around very long. And so it's interesting when you're in the bargaining stage of how am I going to get through this Trump shit, and then Elon Musk has the same thought. It's kind of terrifying. Interesting, right? I look at this and I think this is a signal from Elon Musk to Republicans. You have to pick sides. Who are you going to pick? Trump might be president, but I have all the money. So if you want me to fund your campaign, come to me. I mean, that's the gauntlet. It's a pretty good argument if you're into evil shit. I mean, absolutely, pretty good argument for him to say, okay, are you going to go follow the lame duck who's 80 years old, who has dementia? Because we're going to start getting that next. Elon's going to start leaking Trump cognitive decline. You know, we're at the pedophile stage, and we're going to keep escalating, right? And so it's a pretty good argument. I mean, obviously, the counter argument to the MAGA base that Elon Musk is an illegal immigrant just really hits MAGA hard right where they. I mean, obviously, the counter argument to the MAGA base that Elon Musk is an illegal immigrant just really hits MAGA hard right where they live. That's like their G spot. Illegal immigrant being cruel to them. I mean, that is like the money shot. I mean, really hits MAGA hard right where they live. That's like their G spot. Illegal immigrant being cruel to them. I mean, that is like the illegal immigrant just really hits MAGA hard right where they live. That's like their G spot.
That's funny. I like that.
Argument to the MAGA base that Elon Musk is an illegal immigrant just really hits MAGA hard right where they live. I mean, obviously, the counter argument to the MAGA base that Elon Musk is an illegal immigrant just really hits MAGA hard right where they live.
Yeah, and someone brown is browning on them.
That's like their G spot. Illegal immigrant being cruel to them. I mean, that is.
That's funny. I like this smile. I like this smile. This is funny.
Musk is an illegal immigrant just really hits
I love this.
MAGA hard right where they live. That's like their G spot. Illegal immigrant being cruel to them. I mean, that is. It's like the money shot. Okay, next up, Sammy Say. Our friend over at the network Betches put up a tweet that I think is very interesting. Bigger picture. We're really watching Trump, Bannon, Miller versus Musk, Till, Vance. And then Sammy opines, who would Putin prefer? So let's talk about that. So we have Trump, Bannon, Miller, Musk, Till, Vance. And I think...
All right, this feels almost illegal to know, but our windows were so old and just desperately needed to be replaced.
Putin would prefer the latter. Okay, tell me, I have my argument. I think he would prefer the former. I mean, I get the whole SpaceX thing, but Trump is so easy to manipulate. Look what he has done through his useful idiot, Donald Trump. Donald Trump spews propaganda. Donald Trump can't even say he started the war. He won't go in and say he has done through his useful idiot, Donald Trump. Donald Trump spews propaganda. Donald Trump can't even say he started the war. He won't go in and say, I'm going to back Ukraine. He's leaving NATO. Trump is the easiest mark Putin has ever done. Trump was step one. He was the Trojan horse. Inside the horse are those other three. And so we talked about this during the campaign. Trump is marching in, and he has all of these evil technocrats inside the Trojan horse.
I wonder, is Putin autistic? He doesn't seem autistic. So what does he have? I mean, I'm trying to think. Is there such thing as a smart neurotypical? Because I'm looking at Putin and I'm not sensing any autism at all. What I'm sensing is fear. Every time I look at him, it's like fear. His body language is like he's scared. I can't. So is he? Where does he get his power from? If he was installed by the U.S., that makes more sense. So the U.S. is a civil war. He's a pawn of the U.S. like military-industrial complex. Keep the what do you call it? The meat churning. Meat grinder. That's why when I look at him, I don't sense. I sense like complacency. Like someone who's simply there, like he's knows something, you know, like he's planted there. That's the word I'm seeing now. Subconsciously, been like I must have sensed that. But he's not autistic. So what? I know he's scared. I know he's scared of us. He's been for years. I mean, that's simply the sense I have. My salvin abilities, yeah. And of course, I could have dealt with it earlier if I had only known the speech class, the ages. Of course, with that, I'm trying to think. That was about, yeah. So if I had only done more research, I think that's one thing my eyesight is hampering me on. The eyesight, I'm not able to see right as clearly as normal people, but so my other abilities augmented, but that's what happened. So there's like, it balances because my intelligence shoots me at least a decade into the future, and my eyesight suppresses it. So I end up being balanced, but so yeah, so I'm like, by that logic, I should be neurotypical, right? But I said that there's like, yeah, so that's it, yeah. Because they don't know either. The neurotypicals don't know. But I'm getting, catching up.
horse. Putin is actually playing 4 and 5D chess, and he knows that if he can get in, there is an active coup. What Musk was doing in all of those government agencies was coup-ish, coup-esque, or flat-out coup. I don't have all of the information, but that's what it looked like to me. And I think that getting into the federal government was step 1, and now they're going to try to destroy Trump because Putin wants younger, more nefarious, less American loyalists on his side. Now they're going to try out coup. I don't have all of the information, but that's what it looked like to me. And I think that getting into the federal government was step 1, and now they're going to try to destroy Trump because Putin wants. And Musk was doing in all of those government agencies was coup-ish, coup-esque, or flat-out coup. I don't have all of the information, but that's what it looked like to me. And I think that getting into the federal government was step 1, and now they're going to try to destroy Trump because Putin wants younger, more nefarious, less American loyalists. Government was step 1, and now they're going to try to destroy Trump because Putin wants.
Try to destroy Trump. Is that what she said? Yeah, it says Trump. Alright. Interesting.
Younger, more nefarious, less American loyalist on his side. And you've got Peter Thiel, a German. You've got younger, more nefarious, less American loyalist on his side. And you've got Peter Thiel, a German. You've got, and no disrespect to Germans or South Africans, what's his face, Musk. And then you have J.D. Vance, who, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, is the biggest closet case on the planet, hates himself.
Yeah, he's actually trans. J.D. is actually trans.
For it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Can't defend his wife, and he's able to go out to Peter Thiel in Silicon Valley, and it's just high times for the pink mafia planet. Hates himself for it, can't defend his wife, and he's able to go out to Peter Thiel in Silicon Valley. What's his face, Musk. And then you have J.D. Vance, who, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, is the biggest closet case on the planet. Hates himself for it, can't defend his wife, and he's able to go out to Peter Thiel in Silicon Valley, and it's just high times for the pink mafia. They can turn Grindr off, and it's just, gay shit from top to bottom. That's my personal opinion with sociopath, eyeliner, makeup wearing J.D. Vance. Okay, so take that one step further.
Yeah, see why he's trans. J.D. Vance is totally trans. Nothing wrong with that. Again, there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah. I don't even know if he denies it, but I don't even know how, I don't even know. All I know is he's trans, and I know that MAGA doesn't like trans.
Say that Musk, with all his power and money, convinces the Republicans to go ahead and start impeachment proceedings, because I think on a daily basis we see things that Trump can become impeached for. Start with, he's threatening the Starlink contract of Musk because they're mad at each other. I mean, every single day the corruption that Trump can become, with all his power and money, convinces the Republicans to go ahead and start impeachment proceedings, because I think on a daily basis we see things that Trump can become impeached for. Start with, he's threatening the Starlink contract of Musk because they're mad at each other. I mean, every single day the corruption, all that. Do you think the personality cult then gets in behind Vance? Because Vance has zero riz. And what they like about Trump is he has riz. They tell me. Okay, no, I don't think they do. But I think that, Vance is primed. They have him exactly where they want him. Vance is owned by Peter Thiel. And
This is like a boxing match. The American public is loving this. World's richest man versus world's most... world's richest thief. Yeah. The convention is that, world's most powerful man. But the reality is it's only superficial. The reality is I'm the most powerful man in the world. Elon, I already defeated. Sun Tzu, I've already defeated both these clowns.
he is groomed for this moment, and he's younger, and Trump didn't really want Vance. I think he wanted somebody else to be his VP. I can't remember who it was. And Peter Thiel was the one that pushed Vance. And so Vance, I feel like if they get Trump impeached, Vance is going to go in with his presidential immunity. Again, short-sighted politics, the sprint, not the marathon. I think they're going to go in and fuck shit up like nobody's business, like full authoritarian tilt. Donald Trump isn't ambitious enough on a daily basis, and he's the dementia and all this shit, to be like super hardcore. He likes to dig around on Twitter and Truth Social, and they're like, hey, sign this, hey, sign that. And they're moving very quickly, but they're not doing it through, legislation. I don't know. I just have a really bad feeling about the technocrats and J.D. Vance. Really bad. Well, no wonder.
How can you be afraid of someone who doesn't know what groceries are? You can't. It's like saying, would you be afraid of somebody who doesn't know what food is? It's beyond incomprehensible. It's not even real.
Look at what's happening with Palantir, with all of our information. Okay, and then we have our favorite representative, Eric Swalwell, weighing in, and he says, absolutely telling that at J.D. Vance taking a walk and defending real Donald Trump against Elon, and then the next tweet. Okay, so
actually, this is the reality of the neurotypicals, isn't it? They literally don't know. They don't know to shut off the Wi-Fi. It's this kind of mind-blowing stupidity. It's beyond reality. Now I get it. Now I get it. I think I'm gonna get it more. Wow. However, I can't let my hubris or bias get in the way of this. So I'll just do my signage in my hand. Keep myself calm. Every time I do this, I feel good. Feels good. Yeah, I can feel myself calming down. It must be in a movie or something. You look at your hand. I remember there's a scene. Spoiled. he remembers his hand. Okay, yeah, Star Wars. Yeah, he sees his hand. But there's like another movie where he looks at his hand and it's like a cupping. Like he remembers something in his hand or something. The hand, very communicative.
JD Vance, I'm sure pumped under pressure from Stephen Miller, did what I feel like is the bare minimum. JD Vance puts up on Twitter, President Trump has done more than any person in my lifetime to earn the trust of the movement he leads. I'm proud to stand behind him. And kindly leave this up. Let's analyze this. He praises the cult leader. President Trump has done more than any person in my lifetime that works to earn the trust of the movement that he leads. I'm proud to stand beside him. This is really interesting because this is right to the cult. This is, Pumps always points out that certain things sound really cultish. What's interesting about JD Vance's response is it's not an outright attack on Musk. Why would be being the best soldier? Right, would be to say Elon Musk has betrayed our dear leader. Right, let's analyze this. He praises the cult leader. President Trump has done more than any person in my lifetime that works to earn the trust of the movement that he leads. I'm proud to stand beside him. This is really interesting because this is right to the cult. This is, Pumps always points out that bare minimum. JD Vance puts up on Twitter, President Trump has done more than any person in my lifetime to earn the trust of real Donald Trump against Elon. And then the next tweet. Okay, so JD Vance, I'm sure pumps under pressure from Stephen Miller. All of our information. Okay, and then we have our favorite representative, Eric Swalwell, weighing in, and he says, absolutely telling that at JD Vance taking a walk and defending real Donald Trump against Elon. And then the next tweet. Okay, so JD Vance, I'm sure pumps under pressure from Stephen Miller, did what I feel like is the bare minimum. JD Vance puts up on Twitter, President Trump has done more than any person in my lifetime to earn the trust of the movement he leads. I'm proud to stand behind him. And kindly leave this up. Let's analyze this. He praises the cult leader. President Trump has done more than any person in my lifetime that works to earn the trust of the movement that he leads. I'm proud to stand beside him. This is really interesting because this is right to the cult. This is, Pumps always points out that certain things sound really cultish. What's interesting about JD Vance's response is it's not an outright attack on Musk. Why would be being the best soldier? Right, would be to say Elon Musk has betrayed our dear leader. Donald Trump was so good to him. You know, he gave him carte blanche, all your taxpayer money. But this was a real lackluster beta.
Yeah, he's doing it because Elon's, they're nearly, of the same generation, kind of. Elon is older than Vance, like, I would say he's like 40, Elon's so he could literally be Elon's kid in some countries, but basically almost, concurrent generations. So yeah, he doesn't want to step on Elon's toes.
Male kind of response in defense of the dear leader. I also think the movement he leads. It's interesting. It doesn't say
because of what Elon has, all that money.
Hey, the American people. It says the movement he leads. That tells me it's a signal to people outside MAGA. This is a guy only for MAGA. Maybe I'm a guy for everybody. That's what it screams to me. The movement he leads is an interesting choice.
So the jocks versus nerds. The nerds have the money.
Of work. I agree with you wholeheartedly. When I saw that this morning, I was just like, this is really interestingly worded. And I want to say this about JD Vance. JD Vance is...
And the jocks have the, conventional, superficial power.
Evil, but he's not a dumbass. He is a master. Guys, this is really interestingly worded. And I want to say this about JD. Interesting choice of words. This is a guy only for... Beta male kind of response in defense of the dear leader. All of your taxpayer money. But this was a real lackluster him. He gave him carte blanche. All of your taxpayer money. Our dear leader, Donald Trump. This is a guy only for MAGA. Maybe I'm a guy for everybody. That's what it screams to me. The movement he leads is an interesting choice of words. I agree with you wholeheartedly. When I saw that this morning, I was just like, this is really interestingly worded. And I want to say this about JD Vance. JD Vance is evil, but he's not a dumbass. He's smart. He is a master gaslighter and manipulator of the highest order. And he is abundantly aware of the propaganda and the way he crafts it when he speaks to the movement that Trump leads, which makes him even more psychotic. He knows there's no dissonance with him. He knows what he's doing is intentional lying, propagandizing, gaslighting, and manipulation. He knows it. Trump genuinely believes that he's the greatest man on the planet, could probably pass a lie detector test. There's no question. He looks in the mirror and he sees a hot man looking back at him. He thinks he's the smartest MFer that's ever ruled the roost. So JD Vance, we talked about this, and our longtime iHit News listeners will know that we have always flagged him as a real evil fucker who is connected to the people who have the worst intentions for this country.
Yeah, that's the one thing I sense with Vance. So it's like, what's this to say he's smart? It's more like he's stupid. So Trump is like, no, wait. Is Vance evil and Trump is stupid? Stupid is worse than evil. I don't really feel threatened by Vance. Vance is like, no. Who's stupid? Is it Vance is stupid or Trump is stupid? Which one's evil? Which one's stupid? I would say, he doesn't know how to order donuts, so they both have issues with food. I don't really know yet, but if I had to get, I would say that Trump is a stupid one. Yeah. So that means Trump is actually the bigger threat. Yeah.
Country. One of them being Peter Thiel, who says on tape that democracy doesn't work because you have to beg people to try to get.
So how do I do that with my brother, my father? Let me see. Who's stupid? Who's evil? Who would be actually more evil? Is my dad evil or stupid? I sense my dad is stupid. So my brother would be the evil one. That's concerning. But like I said, stupid is worse. So yeah. So my brother's evil, my dad is stupid. Which means my dad's because with my eyes. My brother was partly responsible for me not being able to be more with my grandfather. But I mean, I do have a brunt of responsibility in it. At least a significant. It was equal, almost a quarter. Blame me, blame my brother, blame my father, blame, I guess, internet, or everyone else. All equal responsibility in it. But you don't betray family.
Them to agree with you. And while he's saying this in this clip, he's like, and I don't like to make fun of people's appearances, but I mean, it is like he is greasy, oily, and just has this real evil, affect to him. Yeah, he does. And he also says that only he says authoritarianism and capitalism, those two go together like hand in glove. He doesn't think women should be allowed to vote. So this is just all right up J.D. Vance's.
I love these two women. They're so funny. Awesome. All right. Now let's go on to this one. Wow, the internet's going. This is the show. I know this place. It was at the mall. It had this Hawaiian kind of theme to it. This might be it too. This looks familiar. This could be it. This could be the one. Yeah, this looks exactly what it is. Where's okay? Let me see where. Is that one? Yeah, near the flyer wheel mall.
I mean, fire wheel. We are tracking moment by moment, tweet by tweet, Truth Social, by Truth Social, the fight between the richest man in the world and the most powerful man in the world, and who has weighed.
Yeah, see, that's where it's being promoted as. Where's mine? I think mine's just finished up. Yeah, here we go. Cool. All right, Mr. Life work. Okay, so that's up. Life work's up. Okay, good. You're done. Perceptions, definitely. Let's see, I haven't done perceptions yet. Perceptions are not up yet. Okay. So let us put it up then. Alright. Perception. Decepticons. Right, so Iran.
Well, this is an extraordinary day in politics. We've got the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, attacking the most powerful man in the world, Donald Trump, and now just firing salvos at each other. Elon Musk has now introduced the theme of Jeffrey Epstein. He said, mark your calendars, basically saying there will be blood. Who better?
Wow. This is going to be good.
To talk to about this than the man who foresaw this meltdown coming. It's Michael Wolff. He's back for an emergency Daily Beast podcast. Michael, when we last spoke, less than 24 hours ago, we were waiting for Donald Trump to respond to Elon Musk's criticism of the big, beautiful bill. Now we seem to be into a full-on WWE fight. Explain what's going on.
Well, as we discussed yesterday, everybody comes a cropper with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is going to screw you, and you're going to be screwed. So there has never been someone in a position to try to screw Donald Trump back. So we have a new paradigm. The richest man in the world.
Cool. It's going to be good.
Been someone in a position to try to screw Donald Trump. Donald Trump is going to screw you. Well, as we discussed yesterday, everybody comes a cropper with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is going to screw you, and you're going to be screwed. So there has never been someone in a position.
Everyone comes a cropper. What does that even mean?
Donald Trump.
Fight. Explain what's going on.
Well, as we discussed yesterday, everybody comes a cropper with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is going to screw you, and you're going to be screwed. So there has never been someone in a position to try to screw Donald Trump back. So we have a new paradigm. The richest man in the world and the most powerful man in the world locked in a blood feud. And who's going to win? It could go either way.
Jesus Christ. We got Superman versus Batman. This is like literally comic book stuff. I mean, spoilers, we had Lex Luthor become president. So, I guess Elon would be the good guy in here. I need to... Alright, I gotta go see this result. Okay, spoilage for the MCU. So how does this equate with Captain America and Iron Man? Who's the third wheel here? I mean, I see myself as Captain America, but so who's okay? Well, Elon's Iron Man. Okay, who the hell is Trump? Excuse me. Thanos? Oh my God, he's Thanos. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, that definitely makes more sense. Trump is Thanos. Okay, there we go.
It has escalated into nuclear territory within the last 30 minutes.
Right, and as we're talking, Elon Musk has just fired
Into nuclear territory.
Yeah, nobody knows this. Nobody knows that I'm Captain America. Well, okay, a few people do. Okay, a lot of people do, but they're like not consciously aware of it. I mean, occasionally they might remember. I guess everybody's kind of forgot, you know, in their daily life. They think, oh, I remember that guy. He's Captain America. I don't know. As I'm ramping up more and I'm out there again, I think they remember. I think people kind of know, right? I don't know. I have no idea. I literally have no idea. But I noticed my videos are getting more views, and there's more awareness as I'm more like talking like this, you know. Like, people might not care. Look at Joe. I love Joe. He went through my line so much. He kept saying he was a celebrity, but I really didn't care. Not out of disrespect. I didn't care that he was a celebrity. I mean, I'm glad he was, but it wasn't. I really didn't care. Like, not in a mean way. I simply, literally, first he didn't look like a celebrity, but he was such a nice, ordinary-looking guy. He was short too. He was shorter than me, and people always call me short, right? Sometimes, well, kind of rarely, but so he looked like Jack Black. Yeah, he was exactly like Jack Black, is with darker hair and like Mexican, kind of more Mexican. And shorter. He's like his little brother, Jack Black. But yeah, no, I don't think I don't know. I don't know the metrics on this. I don't know if I'm being protected from my identity or what, but I don't know. Everyone knows Elon is Iron Man. I say everyone, you know, quote. Everyone knows Trump. Some quote may equate him to Thanos, but nobody knows who I am, right? In quote, you know. I don't know. I really don't know. Either there's some kind of underground respect for me, or I don't know. I literally have absolutely no. When I look at me, when I see myself in these shorts, I see a guy that's kind of invisible. I mean, even when I'm looking through me and I see myself on the thumbnail and stuff, I would literally, if I wasn't me, well, even if I am me, it was nonchalant, you know, simply going through it, osmosis-wise. I even pass by my own stuff. But if I was someone else, I think I actually would pass by me, literally. I'd be like, not out of disrespect, simply like I'm invisible. So I think that's how people see me. Like, I think maybe possibly. But this neurotypical mind is so insane that I literally have no idea now. Now, I know you're thinking, oh, okay, all this research. Well, you might. I don't know if you're thinking this, but after all the research and experiences I've had, you think I would know, be of another mindset on this. But I don't know. But the anonymity is perfect. I don't know. I really don't know. All I know is my stuff in the past. People love it. I mean, this one guy, yeah, they totally love it. So they do love my stuff. They're watching it, but it's like they're quiet about it with me. Kind of. They won't say something to me about it. I don't know if it's respect. I don't know if it's fear. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they look upon me as some kind of god. I think the best way to maybe look at it, visualize, is my father and my mother. When I look at my father, I mean, I still would say I don't like him. I don't think I'll ever really like him. Do I love him? I actually don't even know about that. He's my dad, so it's like maybe that's the way people see me. Not someone that they like or love, but someone that's simply there, like a wall. And sometimes a wall is good too. You can put stuff on, and you can lean yourself on it, but it's a wall. You don't think much about it. So I think that's maybe that's the way people see me, but the way they treat my stuff and the stuff is like, well, I think that's it. They find it useful, right? That must be it. The wall is useful. It blocks things and stuff, but it's there. It's not like Britney Spears or Katy Perry or Taylor Swift or Tay-Tay or Rihanna. It's not like these big, or Selena. That's what's her name? Gosh. She was. I have Selena Gomez right now. Sorry. These have big followers, but people know them. They follow them obsessively and all that. With me, it's more like, I don't know. It's like those channels which are famous, but it's like nobody goes to. Like the PBS or whatever. It's like the older generation stuff. They know it's like your parents or grandparents. That you're there. They're there. They have a lot of knowledge and power and stuff, but the kids are like basically doing their own thing. So we're not like hip on that generation. I think. I don't know. All I know is I'm taking care of so many people. I'm like the big brother of so many people. The technicians, my own family, everybody. I mean, so I'm very nurturing because that's in my nature. It's simply the way I am. I would say, I mean, when I was born, it wasn't like, oh, I'm nurturing, because I didn't see anyone. I saw, the very first thing I saw was this white light. I remember this white light opening, and then there's this doctor. I remember being slapped, some kind of thing. So I actually remember it getting pulled out. And it's not even hazy. It's like kind of clear-cut picture. And the next thing I know, I remember my mother taking a picture of me trying to hold up my head and falling. She had her necklace she put on me, and I knew I was suffocating, kind of, but tried all my power to put that head up because she really wanted it, and I'm falling. I learned years afterwards that my dad he's at work, or something, yeah. So, and then next thing is my sister in bed. Actually, there was itchy stuff going out on walks, putting that sweater on or whatever, but not as solid, that memory. But the biggest next solid is my sister. I didn't know she was a sister. All I knew was my mom was placing, she brought in this some small individual, placed her on my bed. I had zero idea where this individual came from. It's like she appeared out of nowhere. It was a small baby. I didn't know it was a baby, but I must have seen the baby. I had absolutely no idea what the baby was, hiding some kind of package from me. And so I was like, what, 3? She would have been 2, 1. Yeah. And she plays it on the bed. I'm still playing my toys, and then my sister, she puts one of the toys in my mouth to get my attention. And I was simply playing around, and I simply still ignored her. I had absolutely no idea who she was. I didn't know where this individual came from. Didn't really care. All I know, she's there. I know I'm playing my toys, so that's all I cared about, my toys. I think that's where the nurturing began. Actually, the nurturing didn't even begin there. The nurturing didn't really begin until my brother came into being. And then I remember the little toy plastic house with the big, Fisher Price thing. We put it on the thing, I think it's Fisher Price, and we were showing my brother that toy. That's when the nurturing began. Then with my brother. He says some kind of compadre, and but since then, so that had been let me see, I was 4. Cons, let's see, 4, 2. The Robocop would have been 1. So I've been 4. At 4, you can actually. By 4, you actually went through 2 maturity stages. Yeah, so you could actually. Yeah. That's an interesting thing. Yeah, okay. The interesting is, yeah, should I even say it? How do I say this? The interesting, at 4 years old, they can actually get pregnant. Okay, I know that sounds, take it what you will, but males don't produce sperm, so they say mature much afterwards. Oh, they use the later word. I'll say afterwards. So the thing is, yeah. So that means I haven't matured enough to be, but I'm mature enough to nurture. Yeah. Okay. Let's segue back to this guy. What time is it? We gotta get to my 9:19. Okay, today is Saturday. Alright, so let's.
A blood feud. And who's going to win? It could go either way. It has escalated into nuclear territory within the last 30 minutes.
Right, and as we're talking, Elon Musk has just fired back.
Man in the world locked in a blood feud. And so we have a new paradigm. The richest man in the world and the most powerful man in the world locked in a blood feud. And who's going to win? It could go either way. It has escalated into nuclear territory within the last 30 minutes.
Right, and as we're talking, Elon Musk has just fired back at Donald Trump, who accused him of missing the glamour of the White House. I mean, you made a very good point in the podcast we dropped today, actually earlier, saying no one leaves the White House voluntarily. Donald Trump then today, possibly having heard you, makes the point that Elon already misses the glamour of the White House. This is what happens when people leave Trump then today. Glamour of the White House. I mean, you made a very good point in the podcast we dropped today, actually earlier, saying back at Donald Trump, who accused him of missing the glamour of the White House. I mean, you made a very good point in the podcast we dropped today, actually.
The world and the most powerful man in the world locked in a blood feud. And who's going to win? It could go either way. It has escalated into nuclear territory within the last 30 minutes.
Right, and as we're talking, Elon Musk has just fired back at Donald Trump, who accused him of missing the glamour of the White House. I mean, you made a very good point in the podcast we dropped today, actually earlier, saying no one leaves the White House voluntarily. Donald Trump then today, possibly having heard you, makes the point that Elon already misses the glamour of the White House. This is what happens when people leave the White House.
There was carefully, on the part of the White House, no suggestion that Elon had been forced out, that Elon had been fired. I mean, there was carefully, on the part of the White House, no suggestion that Elon had been forced out, that Elon had been fired. I mean, this is the way men of affairs do this. There is no, you are fired. There is no reality show denouement. But now Trump is saying, yes, I fired him. We pushed him out. Forget him.
But Elon today dropped an absolute bomb. It may not be a total nuclear bomb. That's in Trump's camp. But he dropped the bomb of Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. What does he mean?
I mean, it is the nuclear bomb. I mean, I think it has been. It is that I mean, it's an issue that I'm particularly interested in because I've been involved in it, and actually I've been the one who has dropped the bomb or tried to drop the bomb.
Yeah, they really don't have the awareness of the autistics, do they? To me, it's as clear as day. Of course Trump's in it. Incredible. They don't know. They really don't know. They don't know. But I'm saying they, in quotations. Wow. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Incredible. They really don't know. This would match Raymond coming to me to find stuff online when he's the guy with the cars. This would match Lisa loving my links, being so nonchalant, asking me and telling me, and maybe so surprised. I really could have had relations with her if I had been. I would have pointed, if I was known what I know now in my experiences, I would have asked her if she has an open relationship with her husband. because she and we were really attracted to each other. I mean, I guess I could say I fell in love with her the first time I saw her in class. I couldn't believe that this was my teacher. I mean, she was the hottest thing I'd ever seen at that moment. And her kind is it's her kind of individual to me, the redhead, so beautiful. But I'm trying to think, who's the most beautiful? Every time I think of the most beautiful, I think of Troy. So hot. But like, who truly is the most attractive woman to me? I know there's so many different flavors, but I mean, I was so attracted to her, and she was attracted to me. There was so much sexual tension. It was incredible. But it's the same thing though. If there's something in the way, if there's a roadblock, I can't cross that. I can't cross that line. It's not even a cross line. I can't even. It's not even a line. I can't even go further with the relationship. She doesn't know. It comes down to the intelligence here. She didn't know about. I didn't believe her about the cameras. The best camera. It was the same with Snarky J. With Snarky J, she has this right wing bent. It's very subtle and passive, but it's there. And I know it's coming from her divorce, the divorce from her mom and dad. So I can never. I seriously doubt it would ever happen. I mean, it could, but at the core never changes. So that's the thing. You could have the hottest female flaunting or whatever at me, but if there's one sliver micro particle between us that I can't get through, it won't happen. It won't. And usually it comes down to the brain, the intelligence, some ideology. I do not compromise. At least I believe at least I can't recall it compromising, really compromising. Yeah. So, wow. Why am I talking about Lisa? Oh yeah, but the influence, about my stuff. I totally forgot how we got here. Let's see. For me to remember, let me just go back to what he was talking about.
Bomb, because it's absolutely true. It's really interested in because I've been involved in it, and actually I've been the one who has dropped the bomb or tried to drop the bomb, because it's absolutely true. I mean, Donald Trump, here is the story hiding in plain sight for a very long time now.
Yeah, of what people don't know, what they can't do. Yeah. So, yeah, that makes sense why she's so enamored with my website. Why people come up to me, why they watch my stuff when I don't know they're watching it. The Asian American French, spoilers for that. It's only meant for the festival, but everybody was watching it out of the festival. That was incredible. This really attractive girl was showing them. I remember seeing her watch my stuff. It was a really hot chick, tall, reminded me of Brooke. I don't think I hadn't even met Brooke at that time. Maybe coincided. She's one of those, like, she reminded me what she looked like. She looked like, kind of mushroom haircut, brunette, tall, succulent lips. She looked like a doll, like a perfect, like one of those perfect women, like a model, but like not model. What's a good example? I'm trying to think of an actress. It's like one of those. It's like almost like, I guess, like Brooke Shields, but like a sister, brunette version of Brooke Shields, and like a cuter, more like a model, kind of like a doll, like a mannequin. Yeah, like one of those yeah, that's exactly. You know those mannequins that you see with those kind of like those kind of up to the shoulder, but it's kind of like a mushroom cap kind of hair, right? And it's kind of like blonde, brownish, but exactly that kind of look. Exactly. That's exactly what she looked like. I remember passing by the bay and she's watching my stuff, but she's standing up and kind of like adjusting something as she's watching. It's like she's fiddling with some stuff on the side. She's standing up fiddling with something while she's, or maybe she's turning the knob watching. It wasn't like that. It was more like she's like doing something else knowing while it's playing, but she's totally aware of it. And I'm like, you know, I was attracted to her, but it was like to see her watching me in that tape. So, and it might have been her that was showing everyone. It's kind of like finding out that the hottest girl in the school that you've always wanted to date and have a relationship is now suddenly watching you secretly in her bedroom and pondering and desiring you as you have been desiring her, but she's taking it really even more seriously. And then, you know, it's mind-blowing. It's like this girl you think is completely, when you're not in the same ballpark, and maybe ignoring you but not rudely, and then, you know, you don't think he knows you exist, and then you find out she has not only hots for you, but she's like obsessed with you. I mean, that's really like, that was mind-blowing. Same thing with what happened with Raymond and Lisa, what I explained. These people, they do that. They see something in me. Not that I don't see it, but it's like they know. So that's what happens with people around me. I don't know that perception. All I know is I do what I have to do. I have talent. I always had. I'm the best of the best, conventionally, and so people gravitate to me naturally. So what does this have to do? Oh, awareness. He's talking about, you know, all of a sudden I completely forgot, and then he brings me back. Something about people don't know, right? Okay, yeah, I say that. People, Epstein files and stuff. So they really don't know. They drive like stupid because they don't know. They don't turn off their Wi-Fi because they're stupid. They don't do the good stuff. They lie, cheat, and steal because they're stupid. They really are stupid. It's not, oh, you know, they really are stupid. And I'm not saying that out of tongue-in-cheek or disrespect or bias or pride or anything. From my assessment, from what I'm seeing, and I'm saying this completely objectively, they really are stupid. It has to be. From what I've been analyzing of myself and everything, it matches up. Do I want them to be stupid? No. One of the main intents I have is to get them smart, and that's where my fertilizer comes in. And it should work. The placebo effect, as I keep saying, definitely will work. It will work. That is, it will work for those that believe. If you don't believe, the placebo effect will not work, of course. So, but if you go online, look at the data, look at what I'm saying and stuff, there's enough there where there is something. There is something there. You know, if you sell a rock, like they used to have the pet rock, it's the same thing. You have that belief, it works. So, I'm not selling a pet rock though, because what I'm selling actually works. Fertilizer, it works. It is fertilizer. It's not like, oh, no, it is fertilizer. With a pet rock, I mean, maybe if you decorate it a little bit or something, you know, but mine's is like, conventionally, it is fertilizer. For me, though, it's about the effect, what effect. It has to have an elevated effect. It has to be extra special premium fertilizer. And if it isn't, I won't sell it. I really won't. So, once I'm ready, I will put that up. I actually have never tried to sell fertilizer before. So, this was the first time. I did try to sell it sell the same kind of ingredients, basically at the core, as cookies. Those officially I did try in the videos, but not as fertilizer. Alright, here we go.
Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump were the best of friends for a very long time, for 15 years. They shared girlfriends, they shared
Jesus Christ, look at that. Who is that? I know this. Yeah.
airplanes, they shared the best of friends for a very long time, for 15 years. They shared.
Okay. I mean, you can tell from Epstein the way he looks, and that girl here, wow, you can tell she's like the narc. with the camera. Possibly CIA. She looks CIA. This guy, look, security. Wow, she's smoking hot. This woman is wow. It's breakfast menu.
Girlfriends.
Trump is hilarious. He looks so hilarious. He could be like, he's like Lex Luthor. He really looks like Lex Luthor there. Gene Hack.
They shared air.
I know this girl. I know her. That's not. That could be. It could be that from the Resident Evil. Is that's not Claudia? No.
Airplanes. They shared business strategy. They shared tax advice, or it's actually they shared how to not pay taxes. They were inseparable, and as I said,
yeah, he definitely in the Epstein files. Jesus.
On the Daily Beast podcast and in other venues, I have seen the pictures of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein's girls together.
Last November, just before the election, we ran tapes that you had provided us of Jeffrey Epstein talking extremely intimately about Donald Trump. What are the specifics in the files that they won't release?
I mean, the files and
The thing is, though, from what I've been told, well, what I saw, not told, but, well, kind of told by quartering through his videos, which he told a lot, it seems like there were people as young as 3, which is literally, like, inconceivable, but 3 in helicopters. I mean, the consensus was we knew they were underage, but 3, my gosh. So if Trump, my God.
and I don't know if Elon knows, you know, the idea of files maybe, I mean, it may be something specific, including those pictures, which were in all probability in the safe when the FBI came and raided Jeffrey Epstein's house after he was arrested. So perhaps that's one of the things that Elon is very specifically referring to. But I think in general, it could all.
Maybe this is something about this here. Maybe it's about the Trump Elon. It's this feels like is this gonna end in World War III nuclear? I mean, so then we got no TV, but we can write it in the stone faster on. I don't know, something.
Also be the Epstein file writ large. In the scope of the Jeffrey Epstein life intersects with the Donald Trump life in a very meaningful, in fact, profound way. These guys kind of made each other.
And Donald Trump is obviously very...
The Epstein file writ, that's one of the things that Elon is very specific. They came and raided Jeffrey Epstein's house after he was arrested. So perhaps that's one of the things that Elon is very specifically referring to. But I think with
Trump is obviously very...
arrested. So perhaps that's one of the, in all probability in the safe when the FBI came and maybe something specific, including those pictures. If Elon knows, you know, the idea of files, maybe, I mean, it may be something specific, including those pictures, which were in all probability in the safe when the FBI came and raided Jeffrey Epstein's house after he was arrested. So perhaps that's one of the things that the scope of eyes kind of made.
So yeah, Putin's cutting Trump loose. He's got a new bitch. Elon's his new bitch. He may be the richest man on the planet, but he's really he can be really stupid. Does he not know he's being played? Did Putin threaten? Putin might have threatened Elon. I don't know. He must have threatened. He said, Elon, if you don't do this, he's gonna. But Elon's not the type of individual who to take. Putin would know this. If he's such a master, I don't want to use that word, such a genius manipulator, he wouldn't reveal it. Elon's autism should... See, that's the whole thing I'm trying to figure out, if Putin is autistic. The autistics have the awareness ability. I think Putin is balanced up by technology. He has a whole bunch of people working for him that act as the awareness, the spies. That might be it. It's like Iron Man and Captain America, Spider-Man and Superman and all. That's not it. Like Hulk and Iron Man. If you're an equalizer. That's the thing. But again, it makes more sense that he's USA. Putin was placed there by USA. So what you're looking at is civil war. So who's controlling Putin? Trump? Who's really controlling who? If Trump is controlling Putin, then Elon's still working for Trump. It's sibling rivalry. It's an unholy trinity. I don't know. trying to get his angle on him. I think I have his. I think I have his angle, but it's like, what is his end game? He's very. Maybe it's Two-Face. I don't know. Let's see. All right.
Each other.
And Donald Trump is obviously very sensitive about this relationship now.
Completely. Actually, when I interviewed Trump at one point, and they sort of the people around him asked you, just give us an idea of the topics, and I gave up a whole bunch of topics, and including Epstein.
You can tell by Trump's body language and his expression and everything, and his tone, and his words, even simply by his words, he's in the files. To me, it's plain as day. They really don't know. That's why I say I'm not afraid of anything, really. I'm not. I can't be. You have the most powerful man in the world, powerful, I put in quotes, doesn't know what food is. I'm going to extend it out further. He doesn't know what food is. Yeah, I'm using that, can I even say ubiquitously? Ubiquitously could be anything. If you use it in lay terms, it could be anything. I'm going to say ubiquitously, okay? He doesn't know what, I'm going to use N2 language, NT, okay? He doesn't know what food is. The world's most powerful man doesn't know what food is. The most basic thing of life, food. And then you have the world's smartest man who doesn't know he's being played. And then you have like, what, Thanos. I know I said Trump and Thanos, but in this dichotomy, or in this trichology, there's such a word. Putin would be Thanos, but what is his game? What is his desperation, fear? He's trying to keep it together. He's not. He would be what is he? Is he smart? Is he powerful? Powerful or smart? I don't think he's either. I don't think Putin is smart, or he's not smart or powerful. He's simply there, which means there's something else involved. Somebody else involved. CIA? Could he be a double agent, whatever? He could be CIA. This feels very CIA. They have the KGB, but this feels very CIA. It could be CIA. Wow, that would be a revelation. Yeah, he feels exactly like CIA.
All of the other topics they've said fine, but if you ask about Epstein, he will end the interview and you won't get anything.
Have you ever spoken to him about Epstein?
I said once to him, we know someone in that idea of the topics, and I gave up a whole bunch of topics, and including Epstein. And all of the other topics they've said fine, but if you ask about Epstein, he will end the interview and you won't get anything.
Have you ever spoken to him about Epstein?
I said once to him, we know someone in common.
There's the one person you don't have in common.
And he froze.
Right. So, I mean, you predicted that this would happen, and 2 or 3 months ago when we spoke, and I said if it comes down to it between Elon and Donald Trump, who will win? And you said Donald Trump. But what's fascinating here is they've both got their own social platforms that they can go after each other on. And as you said, we've got the richest man in the world now going after the most powerful man in the world. And one of the things that we have talked about, and I find so puzzling, is that nobody seems to stand up to Trump. And finally, we have Elon, which may turn out to be his gift to the world, standing up to Donald Trump.
Nobody goes after Donald Trump because he'll kill you, because he has the ability to do what. Just think about Ron DeSantis.
Donald Trump.
Nobody goes after Donald Trump because he'll kill you.
Not really. Not really. He doesn't know what groceries are. Hey, no.
Because he has the ability to do what. Just think about Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis tried to stand up to Donald Trump in a very procedural, electoral way. I'm going to run against you. Boom. He destroyed Ron DeSantis.
Okay, he means it in that way. Yeah.
Well, Ron DeSantis arguably also destroyed himself. I mean, he went after Disney. He's not a charismatic politician, though he's an able politician.
He's certainly not a charismatic politician, but
DeSantis is, I don't know what he is.
he's a perfectly ordinary politician who in the scheme of things was a plausible contender. Certainly, his numbers in Florida, and virtually everyone up until a certain point regarded Ron DeSantis as a potential Trump killer until Trump killed him. I mean, he just literally went out and pulverized him. And all of this, I mean, what we understand now as Ron DeSantis' lack of charisma, more than lack of charisma, the worst politician in the history of bad politicians, is all Donald Trump's doing. So, and he will now, I mean, two things will either happen. He will go after Elon in that same way, and we will see if Elon then can, has the chops, the fortitude, and the gift to go after Donald Trump, and then it's a game.
Wow, this is gonna be interesting. Yeah, okay. First of all, I know Elon's mind. He's total autistic. Trump's got some of it. So I can actually read Elon. So Elon's gonna go he's gonna go all war. I mean, you're talking like apocalyptic, beyond sanity. Elon's crazier than me, and I'm already crazy in a way, but in a good way. So Elon, I mean, I even look a little like Elon, right? I equate him as being Asian, but he's into the same thing, the popular culture and all this. Even my neighbor Tom said I reminded him of Elon because I think before I speak. Me and Quartering at the inauguration, watching it. No, Elon, don't salute. He's yeah, Elon will go scorch the earth. Trump is running out of time. Elon has all the time in the world, metaphorically speaking. Yeah, Trump's not going to win this. He's not going to win this. It's simply time. Whomever controls time controls all. Ooh, that's a good comment. I should do that. If you have a map, you have the way. Elon has a map. He has time. Trump doesn't even know what groceries are. He doesn't even know what a map is. Oh, this is great. This is great stuff. I need to put a comment on. Yeah. Trump doesn't even know what a map is. He has no conception of time. Yeah. Wow, this is great. I need to put this down before I forget. Sometimes I forget. Alright. Where's that? Oh, I didn't put a comment. Okay. Whoever controls time controls all. If you have a map, you will always know the way. Elon has time and a map. Trump doesn't even know what a map is and has no conception time. Should I use that word conception? I don't want to use anything about reading. Conception. Yeah. He only has a only like when he said you only have, what was it? He doesn't have a plan for healthcare. Only plans of it. Only plans. That's funny. Elon has time in the map. He doesn't even know what a map is. Has no concept time. Only plans of it. That's funny. I gotta put a little icon in there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, move. What did I put my little? Yeah. Then I gotta put the. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Don't go too far.
Or this is both guys going to the nuclear brink, and then they will back off, and there will be some negotiation and settlement.
Right. It was pretty interesting that Elon.
I mean, two things will either happen. People go after Elon in that same way, and we will see if Elon then can, has the chops, the fortitude, and the gift to go after Donald Trump, and he was as a potential Trump killer. Until Trump, has both guys going to the gift to go after Donald Trump, and then it's if Elon then can, has the chops, the fortitude, and the gift to go after Donald Trump, and then it's a game. Or this is both guys going to the gift to go after Donald Trump, and then it's a game. Or this is both has the chops, the fortitude, and the gift to go after Donald Trump, and then it's a game. Or this is both guys.
I love this guy. He's a good comment.
Going to the nuclear brink, and then they
So it's this.
Well, then they will back off, and there will be some negotiation and settlement.
Right, it was pretty interesting that Elon said he would never have got elected without my money. The Democrats would have won the House. This should be a third party. Maybe I'm going to finance a third party.
Totally, just extraordinary. I mean, we are possibly walking through a new portal into something that we have never seen before, and it is. And I think we have to say this on.
Yeah, but last time he did some kind of thing funding, it failed. After the election, there was something in Philadelphia or something. But with the presidential thing, so Elon thinks he can simply buy the party? What the hell is going on here? I wonder if Elon really is still the president. If he's going like this, he's still gonna buy the elections. God. What is it? Yeah, they say that stupidity is worse, but Elon is evil. Trump is super stupid. For me, I don't know. In the past, I always thought evil was worse than stupidity. But yeah, thankfully I'm kind of close to age to Elon, but so I understand him even more than Trump would. But all right.
We've always talked about the power of money in politics, but this might really be the power of money in politics.
And the fact they've both got their own social platforms. You said literally on the podcast that we dropped today, yes, he's the president, he's also running Truth Social, and this is the perfect vehicle for him.
Perfect. And again, remember, part of Trump now stepping forward.
And he's also running Truth Social, and this is the perfect vehicle for him.
Perfect. And again, remember, part of Trump now stepping forward to go after Elon is that Trump is saying, fantastic, bring it on.
Right.
This is what I live for. Now stepping forward to go after Elon is that Trump is saying, fantastic, bring it on.
Right.
This is what I live for. This is what has made me. Give me an enemy. Okay, what's a bigger enemy than Harvard? This is the evolution of Harry.
Harvard. That should be interesting. Yeah, Harvard's going to be the end point, isn't it? MAGA's really going to want to take down Harvard. The way I see it, Harvard's racist as hell. All these side teachers came to. He might have been even the one that sexually assaulted my baby sister. I never really found out. I tried to, but I would kill him though. Was he the one? Is he the one that? No, it couldn't have been. It might have been. My God, what did he say? He said something to her. It couldn't have been him. It couldn't be, right? Because they were going to a different school by then. They had moved to. Let's shoot my main here. We still have the house here. And we're going to high school there. Couldn't be. I don't know.
Harvard must be ex-hate.
Made me. Give me an enemy. Okay, what's a...
If I did find out it was him, I don't know, I would have to hunt him down and speak to him. He would be a definite loose end. He must be, let's see his age. He would be about 20 or so. Yeah, he'd still be alive. I'd have to ask the club. Alright, let me see if I can find out. Yeah, that's something I definitely would have to find out. Pictures. Pictures is gonna be okay, right? Alright, okay, alright, come. Dad asked. Okay. Gotta find that out.
Bigger enemy than Harvard.
I was just going to say Alan Garber, president of Harvard, must be exhaling that the...
Me an enemy. Is that Trump is saying, fantastic, bring it on.
Right.
This is what I live for. This is what has made me. Give me an enemy. Okay, what's a bigger enemy than Harvard?
I was just going to say Alan Garber, president of Harvard, must be exhaling that the attention spotlight from Donald Trump has moved swiftly onto Elon Musk. Also hard to know with Elon's unpredictable behavior what he does now and who's advising him and whether or not his Tesla board or his big Tesla shareholders are going to say to him, Elon, you need to back off. This is not a race you can win.
Well, and would he listen to him? I mean, Elon and Trump are in that sense evenly matched. Who advises them? Well, nobody really. They advise themselves. You know, it occurred to me when Elon and Trump are...
And who would actually win? Trump is like... Trump only won because of Elon. So that means Elon won, right? I guess. God, it's gonna be weird. What happens if they end up settling? I have no idea. I'm supposed to be able to predict stuff. I'm the one with the number, right? So who would win? Jeez. It's like fighting with your parents, wrestling with your parents. Who would win, the parent or the child? The child has time, and the parent has wisdom, knowledge, and experience, conventionally. But Elon's has become the smartest man. Actually, becomes the richest man. That's the smartest man. But I mean, conventionally, maybe. So it balances out. And then with his money, it balances out Trump's power. It literally is the world's finest in the comic book sense. Technically, it's two of the world's worst, but Batman and Superman. World's finest is it's the tagline for Batman and Superman. Going at each other. Actually, not even going at each other. Yeah, going at each other, or actually conversing with each other. World's finest. I don't know. I don't know if it's usually, yeah, there's some kind of. Well, let's look it up since we're online, right? Okay. World's finest. There you go. So it really is. So what does it mean? You know what? Let's look at a video. I gotta look at imaging, but do we have a? Let's look it up.
For over 130 years, Strayer University has been innovating.
Yeah, it looks like it's a verse thing. So what is a verse thing? Is this real? Batman. That's right.
From the seconds of 19.
Okay, so it's a versus thing. It is a versus thing. They actually did meet together with Favreau.
This is Wick Student.
Spoilers for Favreau.
Wow. Oh, sorry. Bruce Wayne.
Oh, hi. Okay, nice to meet you.
Oh, I read your work. I like it. I like them a lot.
Thank you very much, Miss Wayne.
Anyway, you're going to be staying in Gotham for a while?
Well, I'm actually here to do a report on the Batman.
Oh, right. Batman.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have plans this evening?
What do you want?
Well, you see, I sort of have a problem.
I hope for your world's sake you never find out.
I like the music.
Just keep this in mind. Yeah?
I love the music.
If something ever happens, and you do lose it, I'm coming for you. You'll have to get in line.
Reminds me of Dale. Saved by Dashcam. The evil cop was cute.
Is it true that gabapentin side effects like dizziness and numbness are signs of irreversible?
If something ever happens, you do lose.
Is it true that gabapentin side effects like dizziness and numbness are signs of irreversible nerve destruction? Absolutely, and it's terrifying.
If something ever happens, you do lose it. I'm coming for it. If something ever...
It's like a highway.
Just keep this in mind.
What is here? Oh, we already know this one. Mass. Okay, So yeah, the world's finest. I think we finished the upload. Yeah, upload's done.
Weighed in, ripping Elon Musk's face off, but Steve Bannon. So we're getting straight into it with the cause. The man who is still inside Donald Trump's head, the author, the best-selling author, Michael Wolff. Michael, Steve Bannon is now back in the...
are in that sense evenly matched. Who advises them? Well, nobody really. They advise themselves. You know, it occurred to me when Elon started to go after the big beautiful bill and call it an abomination or whatever. I thought, oh my God, Elon is Zelensky, and this is exactly what got Zelensky into trouble in the Oval Office. And I think that's true. I think somebody coming after Trump in that way cannot be ignored. He's going to go after that person. He's going to go to try to kill that person, and that's obviously what's happened. But again, the issue is, has he ever gone after someone with the resources of Elon Musk?
And also, is there a diabolical possibility that Elon is doing this to win back all those Tesla customers that walked away?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Elon's doing it to win favor. This could all be a plan. Maybe they planned this. Trump said, okay, you come after me, you get your thing back. And then they become buddy-buddy. Like it's one giant show. It kind of feels that way. I mean, maybe that's it. You know, we're all on a stage. And, regardless of what the Bible says about it. It does feel like a stage. We all play our part. But there's the reality you have to deal with. You can only take it so far. But eventually, the masks come off. Right? That's a good line.
Cannot be ignored. He's going to go after that person. He's going to go to try to kill that person, and that's obvious.
And also, is there a diabolical possibility that Elon is doing this to win back all those Tesla customers that walked away from Tesla? We know that Tesla sales have dropped by 50% in Europe. If you were a conspiracy theorist, you might think, oh, Elon is doing this on purpose. If you were a smart Democrat, you would immediately start courting him. You want the money, you want his support, and he can somehow absolve himself of all the work he did at Doge.
Well, I think it's also that Elon is like Trump. He understands the value of an enemy. And Trump is a pretty good enemy.
Well, we've got two extraordinary dinosaurs fighting each other now. It's like a Triceratops and a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and you're like, well, they both got different powers.
No, one of the
dinosaurs fighting each other now. It's like a Triceratops and a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and you're like, well, they both got different powers.
No, one of the things I just got to get an email.
Yeah, it's world's finest. It's world's finest. Incredible. I guess I would be the Spider-Man and the Captain American within all this. So Trump would be, yeah, Thanos.
Email after email about people asking me if in the Doge data collection.
Yeah, I know that doesn't make sense what I said. I mean, world's finest Batman and Superman. But I'm more Batman, that's the thing. And yeah, Elon Batman too, but no, this dichotomy with us three would be so. Okay, there's Captain America, Iron Man. Interesting.
They have gotten a hold of Epstein material maintained by the government or the FBI.
Has Doge delved into the FBI? I thought it was more concerned with sort of USA and the education department.
I think the point is Doge is everywhere.
Doge is all powerful. So if you're Elon, you could have left all sorts of little tech bombs waiting to go off. I'm straining at the edges of my imagination here to try and think what could have been in that safe that would be so damning to Donald Trump. Because there is still a sense that he could sound, as he once predicted, on Fifth Avenue and shoot someone and nobody would care.
Well, I mean, I think that is the point. I mean, I remember Steve Bannon said to me, if there were ever photographs, and this was specifically related to the Russian investigation, Trump would merely say, that's not me.
Okay, so this is simply denial, even when they have all the tells. Yeah.
That's somebody
Right,
else. And I think that is probably true. I mean, why? I mean, this hasn't been pinned on him yet. Why should it now be pinned on him? And I think that is, then this was
shoot someone and nobody would care.
Well, I mean, I think that is the point. I mean, I remember Steve Bannon said to me, if there were ever photographs, and this was specifically related to the Russian investigation, Trump would merely say, that's not me. That's somebody
Right,
else.
fake news.
And I think that is probably true. I mean, why? I mean, this hasn't been pinned on him yet. Why should it now be pinned on him? But who knows?
Elon could have a whole team at Grok AI now just working on imagery, convincing imagery of Trump, and how would we know?
Yeah, no, and listen, I have seen these pictures. I know that these pictures exist, and I can describe them. There are about a dozen of them. The ones I specifically remember is the two of them with topless girls of an uncertain age sitting on Trump's lap, and then Trump standing there with a stain on the front of his pants, and 3 or 4 girls kind of bent over in laughter. They're topless too, pointing at Trump's pants. 3 or 4 girls of an uncertain age sitting on Trump's lap, and then Trump standing there with is the two of them with topless girls of an uncertain age sitting on Trump's lap, and then Trump standing there with a stain on the front of his pants, and 3 or 4 girls kind of bent over in laughter. They're topless too, pointing at Trump's pants.
Wow. He was having fun. Yeah.
God, it's the ultimate in toxic masculinity, this round, isn't it?
Well, it would be interesting if toxic masculinity on this side kills or cancels out toxic masculinity on this other side.
Okay, I gotta look at my comment again, because now this has gotten more real than ever. Well, okay, yeah, that's good. My comment still stands. With that kind of a, with my kind of rapping on this tool, Candy, I can confirm that my rapping is appropriate. Okay.
So, yeah. I think we need RFK Jr. to the rescue with the vaccine, with an anti-vaccine. Michael, excellent to check in with you. We'll be coming back to you the minute this escalates. And indeed, as you say, they've deployed the nuclear option. Who knows what's happening next? Well, what an extraordinary day.
I'm not into what you mentioned at the end. That word, I can't say it on the algorithm of YouTube.
Richest man in the world going after the most powerful man in the world, and Michael Wolff has brought extraordinary insight to this story. I should point out the White House repeatedly say about Michael that he's a blithering idiot, a sack of shit, and he fabricates things. Who could have made this story up? It's what say about Michael, the most powerful man in the world, and Michael Wolff has brought extraordinary insight to this story. I should point out the White House repeatedly say about Michael that he's a blithering idiot, a sack of shit, and he fabricates things. Who could have made this story up? It's extraordinary. We'll be back with updates. Stay tuned. Subscribe to the Daily Beast to make sure you do.
2 days ago, I did a video saying that the Musk-Trump confrontation had made an important shift towards one where Musk seemed gearing up to take an active campaigning spoiler role that was going to change the dynamics of everything. In retrospect, this was the moment in the launch of the spacecraft where you notice something flaring where it shouldn't be, or the craft wobbling or rotating in a way that it shouldn't. And of course, we know what happens after you've noticed that, what is now often ironically referred to as an unscheduled rapid disassembly. As long as no one's on board, you can look at the ferocity of the explosion with wonderment, oohs and ahs aplenty. And then you notice all the burning debris on its way down to the ground, and you have to wonder just what that stuff is going to land on, or who. And so we are what that stuff, debris on its way down to the ground.
You're going to land on Texas, right? No, it's Texas. Or Florida.
And you have to wonder just what that stuff is going to land on,
Florida.
Or who. And so we are.
Florida.
Yes, there is schadenfreude aplenty to be had today. Yes, it is fun to see the two most powerful bullies in America slapping ineffectually at each other, calling each other names and all of that. But there's an important element to this, because this is one of those pivot points where we learn how dark, or not, this administration is prepared to go. Let's do the briefest of recaps, because I assume most people watching this have already caught up with the details of the exchange. Having been somewhat restrained up until now, Elon Musk and Donald Trump started an old-fashioned flame war, going at each other online with the details of the exchange. Having been somewhat restrained up until now, Elon Musk and Donald Trump started an old-fashioned flame war, going at each other online without much in the way of restraint, nor indeed of considered strategy. Musk said if it hadn't been for him, Trump would never have gotten elected. Trump said that Elon Musk had gone crazy, and it was all because of the cancellation of the EV mandate. Musk said that was a lie. He said Donald Trump was in the Epstein files, and that was why they hadn't been published. Trump said the easiest way to save billions from the federal budget would be to terminate Musk's government contracts. Musk agreed with a tweet saying that Trump should be impeached and replaced by JD Vance budget would be to terminate Musk's government contracts. Musk agreed with a tweet.
I like that one. Yeah, that's true. That is true. That would save a lot of money. Yeah, I'm for that. I'm really for that. So I'm done over that one. But the inside trade, but Donald inside trade, the biggest theft in history. I mean, I could literally kill all of them with simply whatever. Okay, yeah, I know. There's a thing about killing, assassination of the president. I don't need a visit from the CIA or Homeland Security. And no, I don't plan on killing Donald. And I don't plan on killing Elon. I don't have to kill Donald. He's gonna die really soon. The guy doesn't know what groceries are. And actually, when I mean kill, I mean like actually. Well, I think I'm talking about like in the story, you know. I mean, kill is like what? Like who's talking about killing, right? About your reputation or something like that. So anyway, Homeland, you know, I wouldn't do that. You know, you already know. You already visited the FBI. So. But no, I have no plans on killing Donald Trump. I mean, I could. Anyone. Well, I think conventionally anybody could. I mean, the guy doesn't know what groceries are. Okay. But all I know is whatever I write in my story seems to come true. I won't even say anything I write in my story comes true. So if Donald Trump actually dies in my story, he might die in real life. My story, it has to be real. So unless Trump, I think, actually gets killed or seems at the brink of death, I could integrate it into there. Same with Elon. These guys, Elon's got all this money. So he must be, I have no doubt he might be monitoring me in some way. Could even be one of my subscribers, I don't know. Donald could be monitoring me. These guys, they have to know, right? They have to know. Even my, no, screw it. I'm not gonna mention it. I won't say it. Oh yeah, why not? You got my father involved with Putin. You got my sister, one of them involved with Obama. That puts him in Biden's camp, which puts him in Trump's camp, right? So you got my sister with Trump, my father with Putin. You got me with, I have no idea. I'm with Hillary associated, so that would put me with Biden. So that would put me with Trump, right? I guess. I don't know. And the baby would be neither. My mom, neither. So only, okay, my brother, where does that leave my brother? I have no idea. Who's the thing? What do we got? We got Trump, Putin, and Elon. Okay. So sis would be with Trump. Got it. Elon, no, okay. Putin's my dad, definitely, because dad did work for I think dad did work for Kakistan. I know Kakistan was part of the Soviet Union, but I would say it's closely tied. I think he did some kind of Russian thing. I'll have to look at the thing again, but anyway, it's close enough. It's close enough. So Putin and my dad. Technically, it's me and Biden, because Biden was Red Mist. Played as Red Mist. My sister's Obama, so that puts her in Biden, which puts her same thing with Biden. And then you've got, who's left? Elon. So who's with Elon? Is it me or my sister? Okay, my brother Elon. I think it would be me and Elon. Closely. So me and Elon. Trump would be my father. So I'm Elon. Trump would be, yeah, okay, that matches up. As relationship with Elon and Trump, the older and the younger would be, yeah, it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing. Same exact thing. Wow. Yeah, so I'm Elon, and my father would be Trump. So where in the world does that put Putin in? Where does it put Putin? My dad. Wait, I already said my dad, right? Okay, right. Okay, so my dad would be both Putin and Trump. Interesting. Now that makes sense. Yeah, Trump cutting ties with Trump. Putin, Trump cutting ties with Trump to get Elon, to have Elon. So this would be like Putin cutting my dad to get at me. Does that make sense? Who's it? Putin? Mean that? Putin has some. No, there has to be someone else. There has to be something else. Who would be Putin? My mother? Who would be my sister? No. Who would be my brother? Wait a minute. Yeah, Putin would either be my mom or my brother. Okay, so my mother and father fought a lot. My bro and dad not so much. In fact, they really get along with each other. So with Trump and Putin saved Trump. So did my brother save my father, or did my mother save my father? I would say more than my brother saved my father. So Putin would be my brother, not my mother. He doesn't feel like a mother, no. Definitely not. He feels more like my brother. Yeah, definitely. Even ethnically, Putin would be my brother. Yeah, he's like the one that it's kind of wavering. You don't really know which side of the fence he's on. Okay, so Putin would be my brother, I'm Elon, and Trump is my father. There you go. Why am I thinking this? So who would win? With my work, IT work, it would be Chris is my brother. Elon, my father would be TK, exactly. And then who am I then? Who's else is involved? We got Dad and Bro. So me, it's simply okay. Yeah, and then I would be trying to think that TK be my brother. Well, and I would be me. It would still be me, of course. Same that relationship. So who wins though? Who won at the IT company I worked at? Who was the winner? I think we were all kind of evenly matched, kind of all balanced out. Yeah, that's the thing I see. So you got Putin, Elon, they're all balanced out. It's like it's a trinity. It literally is like the trinity. But there's always a head, the Holy Spirit, as much as issues I have in the Bible. And then you've got the, what is the other one? So it's the God, the Father, the Holy Ghost. The Ghost is special, is a spirituality. You got the Son, okay, right. So my father would be God. Who's the Spirit? Is it my brother's the Spirit or me? Am I the Spirit? I think I'm more of the Son. So my brother is more of the Spirit. Yeah, the Holy Spirit. Yeah, so I would be the Jesus thing. Jesus thing, so I don't know any spread. So that means that, okay, so that means I'm with TK, I'm the Son, God. Jesus, God is the head. God the Father would be TK. Chris would be the Spirit. Yeah, he definitely is the Spirit of our company. The IT company, yeah. Chris is definitely the Spirit. He's definitely the Spirit. I'm trying to see him as, is he the God? No, he would be the God, the Jesus figure. No, that would be on me. The outlier. Yeah. The one with the flashy car. Okay, so I'm Jesus. My brother is the Holy Spirit. My father is God the Father. Literally the Father. Trump is God the Father. Elon is Jesus. People see him as Jesus, with the cars and the planes and the space. I'm sorry, the space and then rockets, that is. And then okay, and then Putin would be, well, that puts Putin as the Holy Spirit. Unholy Spirit, say. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's why it's kind of like you're trying to figure out, he's like invisible. That's perfect trichotomy. Interesting, very interesting. But the head is always, the head is the one that's referenced the most. But the most flashy one is the Jesus figure. The Holy Spirit is within everyone who's a believer. Very interesting. It's perfect trichotomy. Perfect trichotomy. So who wins though? Yes, there's a head, but they all have equal balance. With the Holy Spirit with everyone. I would say that's what, like when we say bless you and stuff. But the convention is that God is the most powerful, right? It's the stereotype, it's convention. Which means Trump could win in that way. I don't know. I really don't know. Right.
Saying that Trump should be impeached and replaced by J.D. Vance, and he later posted a poll asking his supporters if they supported the idea of a new centrist political party. Now, I heard Anthony Scaramouche this morning saying that according to insiders, the Trump team will keep the de-escalation options because it's not in the interest for either side to continue this down into the abyss. Maybe that's true, but so far I've done pretty well on calling this process by ignoring the alleged wisdom of insiders because there's a reasonably brutal logic that applies here, and it's another of these moments where the administration has a moment of truth in front of it. Let me put it like this. Authoritarian governments historically deal most ruthlessly with those from within who become traitors to the cause. And authoritarian governments historically deal most ruthlessly with those from within who become traitors to the cause. And, let's face it, Elon Musk has historically deal most ruthlessly with those from within who become traitors to the cause. And, let's face it, Elon Musk has gone nuclear on this. He's attacking the administration with serious intent. It's not a bit of fun. It's not a critique based on that one bill. First, Musk has his own social media platform and a large audience inclined to loyalty towards him. Some of them are now split because they counted themselves as loyal to both, but he has a route to them that he controls. Second, while the claim that Musk... Some of them are now split because they counted themselves as loyal to both, but he has a route to them that he controls. Second, while the claim that Musk got Trump elected is a weak one, but they counted themselves as loyal to both, but he has a route to them that he controls. Second, while the claim that Musk got Trump elected split because they counted themselves as loyal to both, but he has a route to them that he controls. Second, while the claim that Musk got Trump elected is a weak one with the base, it's probably a stronger one with elected Republicans in Congress and elsewhere. The pitch to the base that Musk got Trump elected is a weak one with the base is probably a stronger one with elected Republicans in Congress and elsewhere. The pitch to the base comes with the claim about Trump being implicated in the Epstein files, because there are a couple of places where Trump's base dug into conspiracy theory heaven and became so fixated on what was to be found there that they were capable of turning against the Trump administration. Space dug into conspiracy theory heaven and became so fixated on what was to be found there that they were capable. There are a couple of places where Trump's base dug into conspiracy theory heaven and became so fixated on what was to be found there that they were capable of turning against the Trump administration if the realities that match the theories went against it. So principal one of those was the Epstein files, when it was promised that they would be released, and then what was released was just a bunch of meaningless waffle. That group was furious and suspicious. On that occasion alone, they did not give Trump a pass. They wanted the full unredacted files, they wanted them now, and they didn't get them. So Elon Musk, and let's be clear, there's no way to give Trump a pass. They wanted the full unredacted files, they wanted them now, and they didn't get them.
Yeah, this is why I say the writers can be stupid. Well, can be stupid. They don't realize that Trump was... See, I see both sides. Yeah, the stupidity on the right is shown. So they don't know the issues with the Bible. Alright. Come on, no, don't forget.
So Elon Musk, and let's be clear, there's no evidence that Musk actually has insider knowledge on this, because, he's tweeted misinformation and shown that he leaks to conclusions for the last year, so why assume it's going to change? That said, given Trump's long association, because, he's now, and they didn't get them. So Elon Musk, and let's be clear, there's no evidence that Musk actually has insider knowledge on this, because, he's tweeted misinformation and shown that he leaks to conclusions for the last year, so why assume it's going to change? That said, knowledge on this, because, he's tweeted misinformation and shown that he leaks to conclusions for the last year, so why assume it's going to change? That said, given Trump's long association with Epstein and the nature of the man that's wholly documented, kind of would be surprising if he weren't implicated in it. Not sure it'd be a surprise to anyone. Anyway, Musk going after that is a direct pitch to the hardcore of the base. What can Musk do to peel them away from Trump? Not much, but that's one thing. Now, all of that is as direct an attack against Trump as you can make. Add to that the call to impeach. Add to that the musings of starting a rival political party. The Trump team right now is facing not a mere temper tantrum, not a public spat that their opponents will find amusing and will turn into a flood of memes, but nothing much else. They are facing an existential crisis. And the fact is, spat that their opponents will find of starting a... Now, all of that is as direct an attack against Trump as you can make. Add to that the call to impeach. Add to that the musings of starting a rival political party. The Trump team right now is facing not a mere temper tantrum, not a public spat that their opponents will find amusing and will turn into a flood of memes, but nothing much else. They are facing an existential crisis. Not a public spat that their opponents will find amusing and will turn into a flood of memes, but...
Memes are funny.
Nothing much else. They are facing an existential crisis. And the fact is that, as Trump would say, they do hold the cards. They have the resources of the state. The question is, will they follow the logic of their emergent...
Reminds the spoilers of my franchise, the Asian American versus mixed breed. Not that mixed breed is bad. It's simply his name because he has all the powers of the every breed. It's his choice that he chose. So he's in the bad... he's an evil mixed breed. There are good mixed breeds, of course.
As Trump would say, they do hold the cards. They have the resources of the state. The question is, will they follow the logic of their emergent authority? Opponents will find amusing and will turn into a flood of memes, but nothing much else. They are facing an existential crisis. And the fact is that, as Trump would say, they do hold the cards. They have the resources of the state. The question is, will they follow the logic of their emergent authoritarianism and use those resources ruthlessly, which they could do to completely... Will they follow the logic of their emergent authoritarianism and use those resources ruthlessly, which they could do to completely destroy Elon Musk? Or do they look into the darkness of that abyss and use those resources ruthlessly? Resources of the state. The question is, will they follow the logic of their emergent authoritarianism and use those resources ruthlessly, which they could do to completely destroy Elon Musk?
Yeah, to destroy Elon, it's so easy. Simply take his contracts away. It's not rocket science. Not to be coy here. Just simply take his contracts away. Then he got no money, right? All his money is tied with the... Sorry. Because... But the thing is, Trump is now... I'm trying to think what would happen if he did that. Well, this is very interesting, like football. It's like tennis. with Elon, with all the power he has, he can't be a coward though. He's such a dork. But I mean, all I have to do is what would I do with my father? Season with my brother. See, I'm still trying to figure it out. Right? I'm currently in the finding out every, it's constant, and it's continuous. I'm always on. In fact, I sent the emails yesterday. Once I get confirmation that my brother and my father lied, they know they're dead meat. They know they're dead. So, try to think. My brother and my father, with us fighting at one time, defeated my father. I kicked my brother in the balls, or in the crotch. That's the crotch. I knew that maneuver would work because of the Asian American franchise. And I put a gun to my father's head, so I won that round. So I won. So Elon would win by that metric. So Putin would get his crotch kicked in this, analogy, and then Elon put a gun to, Trump said. So Trump would lose. There you go. Now you know who's gonna win. I could spoil it down in the comment, but whoever's watching this, you already know who's gonna win. Technically, I already said it on the other comment. Yeah, on the other one. Yeah, Elon would win. He has time. He has time. That's the thing. Nothing beats time. I mean, look at me, I'm going, how did I find that God is constant? Literally, from trying to get to my parents. So, because they're near deaths, they're nearly at deaths, they're nearly at death's age. There you go. But I need that information. I need to know if my father lied. Before he dies, I need to know. I need this information. I need this map. He's got the map. I have time, but I need that map. What does my brother have? I don't know. Alright.
Or do they look into the darkness of that abyss, decide that they haven't quite got the stomach for where that leads, and decide to pull back? To find some way to pretend that this is still politics as normal. Just for a while. People who are on a journey, after all, where the values that they thought they had, and I'm talking really about the people around Trump here, not Trump himself, are being transformed in rapid order, where the values that they thought they had, and I'm talking really about the people around Trump here, not Trump himself, are being transformed in rapid order into something that they would never have owned before. Well, there comes a moment, that moment of truth itself, are being transformed where the values that they thought they had, and I'm talking really about the people.
God, it doesn't look like white supremacist. I look in here, I'm looking at the KKK. I'm literally looking, these guys look so KKK. I know he's got the cross all over his body. This guy looks like, I'm not trying to mean here, he really does look like the devil. Every time I look at this guy, I'm thinking devil. This guy looks like the father's devil. This guy. Is that Rubio? Yeah. He looks like kind of like he's trying to be the devil. He's like the intermediate of the devil. This guy looks like JFK. I mean, these guys look total government. It doesn't get more government. And this guy's a, news report, which is great. Like Sean Ram, I mean, that's great they report. Reporters are awesome. Even I'm a reporter. Right? Definitely we're all reporters, but wow, I mean, look at this. You can tell from the expression, the body language. His body language, see, there's kind of like a sagging thing here. The expression is not as confident. This guy's like, I've seen it all, but he's got his glasses on. So that's, yeah, and then, yeah, this is like straight up highlighter. Sorry, there's no highlighter. I look at this and I'm thinking like, yeah, it does get more white supremacy than this.
People around Trump here, not Trump himself, are being transformed in rapid order into something that they would never have owned before. Well, there comes a moment, that moment of truth, where they have to take the decision to carry on going or to bail. The loyalist lightweights of the Department of Justice and the FBI, they may well be prepared to open investigations into Joe Biden and the use of the autopen, probably assuming as they did so that it would keep the president happy, probably not find anything, but will they really pitch with full enthusiasm into a deadly serious exercise of bringing down Elon Musk? Because let's see what the administration could do, assuming that it sees this as an existential threat, and it decides to use all the legal resources available to it to eliminate that threat. Let's assume for now, illegal methods, political violence is off the table, because happily that is not yet endemic in the exercise of power in the United States. Trump has already threatened the ending of Musk's contracts. Would he sabotage the United States space program to do it? Well, why not? Let's face it, Trump never cared much about going to Mars. That was all Musk. Trump has been dismantling scientific agencies left, right and centre without the slightest inkling of what he's giving up. So why wouldn't he do that here? Or maybe they would just insist that Musk had to be fired from SpaceX before he could gain contracts. Either way, destroying Musk's businesses would definitely be on the table. Musk's power is his money. but declare unrestrained war against EVs or maybe against Tesla by name, and that could be a power significantly reduced. Then there's a question, could you get Musk into jail?
Introducing Bridgestone Turanza Prestige, designed with enlightened technology for confident control.
What about all those shortcuts and backdoors that were suspected and reported in the work of Doge? The Trump administration of old, a few weeks ago, and the Congress of old wouldn't hold it accountable, had zero interest in investigating such allegations, but now, to the open season. If one of Musk's agents really did insert a backdoor into government systems through which data was exported, that is, as I said at the time, a huge deal. All those investigations that were going on into Musk's businesses that magically went away when Doge ripped through them, all of those could come back, literally, with a vengeance. So, this is the question. In a genuine authoritarian moment, the powerful insider who turns against the machine, they end up ruined, discredited, and probably imprisoned. I mean, in history, some of them ended up with an ice pick through the brain. But again, I'm pretty sure we are not there. Now, Trump is not competent, so you might ask, well, could it be that this would go the way that he should hit through the brain? But again, I'm pretty sure we are not there. Now, Trump is not competent, so you might ask, well, could it be that this would go the way that he should go? According to the logic of his position, but taco applies. Trump will seek an off-ramp, or he will just occasionally rail at Musk in all caps on social media and run some light interference, well short of what he could do, because he doesn't have the stomach for the fight. Steve Bannon is saying Musk should be declared an illegal alien and exported, but Trump would find that a step too far. But then that would leave Musk free to engage in an active campaign, to utilise his financial resources to continue to seek to turn the movements against the administration. You can see that this is taken seriously. The Trump team has reportedly been demanding, but Trump would find that a step too far.
Playing with his little toys. I'm sorry. I love toys. I love toys. We all love toys. Toys are awesome. Elon's a real big dork. Alright. So all these people are looking at it and they're like, okay. I love that. Wow. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Look at me. That'd be so cool if we deported Elon. If we deported Elon, that'd be so funny. That would be awesome. I mean, I don't hate Elon. I think he's nuts and crazy. I don't like him. I did used to like him, but no, I can't like him. It's impossible. I don't hate him though, but it'd be awesome because it's simply to see these two. I gotta swear here. Okay, I apologize. To see these two fucking each other. Okay, yeah. I gotta. No, that sounded too much. I apologize. Okay, I'm gonna retract that. To see these two now wrestle with each other is very interesting. I would say that. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna pull back that F-bomb because yeah, seeing this guy play with a rocket, it doesn't seem appropriate to put any F-bombs here. Okay, that is so cool, that rocket thing. It looks like a dildo. Isn't he saying, I'm gonna use this on? He's gonna say, I like the dichotomy. Whoever took this picture is good. Yeah. Alright.
But then that would leave Musk free to engage in an active campaign, to utilise his financial resources to continue to seek to turn the movement against the administration. You can see that this is taken seriously. The Trump team has reportedly been demanding that supporters of both declare for one side or the other. Musk has been making his pitch on that front, saying, some food for thought as they ponder this question. Trump has 3.5 years left as president, but I will be around for 40 plus years. How much credence should we give to Elon Musk's interest in setting up a, quote, centrist third party? Well, I'm inclined to say zero. Look, this is a man who was campaigning for the hard-right AFD party, for a, quote, centrist third party. Well, I'm inclined to say zero. Look, this is a man who was campaigning for the hard-right AFD party, for the German elections. He's a man who declared that Nigel Farage wasn't the man to be leading Reform UK, because someone more extreme, like Tommy Robinson, should be pulled out of jail to do better. This is a man who's been spreading far-right toxic disinformation on his platform for the last year, and attacking mainstream politicians in the most aggressive ways possible. You don't get to do all of that, and then suddenly transform yourself into a champion of the centre ground. Yes, I personally think there is a moment of opportunity for a new party of the genuine centre in the United States, because the logic of a two-party system is that both parties should be relatively broad church parties, because for either to win an election, conventionally they have to take swing voters with them. So you want to be able to encompass the most passionate purists in the party, which is always an uneasy fit, with the moderate pragmatists, and to prioritise what will work and what can win. But at this moment in history, you have the two parties who have more and more identified themselves with their passionate purists, and that's what made
I gotta go drink some water, so I can't. There's no pause button, so I'm gonna.
Part of the Trump 2.0 project. That is the right-wing populists, heavily captured by pro-Russia of the Brave New World. So this would be people like Curtis Yarvin and the so-called Dark Enlightenment movement. PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel. Every single mid-level bureaucrat, every civil servant in the administrative states, replace them with our people. Oh, delivery from evil. I think they are missing. That Musk backs down.
I like this guy. This guy's got it down good.
They fall into an uneasy truce, getting on with their respective businesses. Bit of pressure applied to his businesses and all that. This is what some are encouraging, hoping that, like fighting parents, they could be reconciled and everything will be like it was. Musk even seemed to encourage this, responding to a tweet from CEO Bill Ackman, saying that the two should make peace for the benefit of the country, and Musk replied, "You're not wrong." Well, you can say that now, but I can't.
And that's why I feel this might be it might be like a show. Yeah, it could be a show.